Yeah, so my new single, Wildest Her, is my fifth song I've ever released in general, to streaming, to radio, and all that. And we've been really lucky, and I'm very thankful that the last four songs you released have had some really great success in the radio world, streaming world, which has just been awesome. And I feel like Wildest Her has also just gotten some really great support globally. Might be the fastest stream song we've ever had so far, which is really cool. And yeah, I feel like, part of my branding is, I'm a blue collar guy. While my songs were being released, right out of the gates, I was still working a trades job, and I would hear my song on the radio. I think the first time I ever heard on the radio was I was on the job site. And that's part of my branding, but I feel like it's also the songs that I choose to sing and the songs that I write. It's really about the stories that I'm telling, and I feel like Wildest Her is a new chapter almost in the Tyler Joe Miller saga, that it was just a good time for telling the story. And yeah, so that's kind of why we wanted to release this one. It was just the right time to tell the story. Wildest Her it's not your typical love song. I feel like I'm inching my way towards actually releasing a love song. But it still is in a way, because it's about this guy that is, chasing after this girl that, she's untamable, and she's kind of this wild card that he, he's trying to get this girl of his dreams sort of thing, but, almost a little bit scared to love her, but he's just trying to get her and keep her around, and she's this rolling stone that, doesn't seem like she likes to be in one place too long. But yeah, the song is basically all about the chase, which I guess is on its way to a love song. And I feel like there's a lot of country songs, and even just songs in general, that are about, the guy being the one, the bad boy, or the kind of wild child sort of thing, or Rolling Stone. But I think it's kind of cool hearing it about a girl, and from a different perspective. She's the one that's hard to chase and hard to get, and I think that's just kind of a cool side of the story. The recording process is I love the writing, but the recording is a whole other ballgame. The recording is when you actually get to bring the song to life, and sometimes you get into the studio and you could have written the song or heard the song in one way, and then you can get a producer like mine, Danik Dupel. We'll get in the studio, and we're down in Nashville, and we'll hear the song a whole different way and has a whole other perspective on it. And it's really cool, because I feel like it's part of the creative process, where you have multiple minds, looking at the song and seeing it from different perspectives. But I love recording with Danik. He's such an unreal producer, and we really do see eye to eye on a lot of things. And I think that's why we work so well together, is I think we hear a lot of the same things. And yeah, so I get in the studio, and we'll throw a scratch track, which is just you sing the vocals. It's not your final take, but then you get the musicians to come in and play over that. And it's a lot easier to sing to a track when you have all of the instruments in it, because it helps give you that energy. It's like playing live. It's like when you have a crowd in front of you that's giving you that energy, like it makes it a whole different experience. And so it also kind of blows me away having some of those musicians play on my records and on my singles, that these people just play for these legends of country music. And yeah, it's just really cool to have them a part of my team as well, and playing on my stuff, where they'll tell me stories about being on the road with Willie Nelson, or like, you know, touring or playing on all these albums of these, you know, big artists that really make country music what it is. It blows me away that they're also playing on my records. And that's really cool and humbling and exciting all at the same time. And yeah, and then I get to sing over top of the band playing the song, and Danik just works his magic and kind of just helps make the song what it is. And it can be rough sometimes, like singing the song over and over and over again. But man, does it help me learn the lyrics of my own songs. Yeah, as a singer and songwriter, and just as an artist, like my favorite part of music and releasing my music is the writing process. And you know, I think different writers have different strengths when it comes to writing, and I know that mine would probably be coming up with concepts, so like the ideas of the songs and titles and things like that. I feel like I can you know, think of what I want to write about. I'll have an idea, a concept, and maybe even come up with a title for it, and that'll normally be my contribution going into the songwriting, of going, so this is kind of what's going on in my life, or this is a story that I want to tell, and just come up with the idea. And then getting to work with other writers that their strengths are melodies or you know, just lyrics, and they can just, you know, spit this stuff out, which is pretty cool. And I feel like lyrics are also like a big part of, you know, what I love doing in the writing process as well. But yeah, and it's you know, you kind of write differently with every co-writer that you get writing with. And you know, sometimes you start with the chorus, or you start with the hook of the end of the chorus, and then go back to the start of the chorus, finish that off, and then start hitting verse 1, and then you just don't even want to write verse 2 because you don't know what else to say. But yeah, there's different processes of how that happens, but then there's also times that you get pitch songs, and that was the case for this new single, Wildest Her. Was actually, I wasn't a writer on it, but this got pitched to me by a good friend of mine, Kelly Archer, and she just knows, you know, a lot of my sound, and knew that this could be a really cool tune for me, and it would work well with my voice. And sometimes you just hear a song that gets pitched to you, and best song wins. That's just kind of how it is. And so as much as I'd love to be a writer on all of my songs, it's just, you know, that's not the most important thing. The most important thing is putting out good music. And that's what I intend to do and stick to. And yeah, so sometimes, as much as I'd like to be a part of the writing process, it's sometimes there's a song that, you know, comes to you or gets pitched to you that is the right story that you should be telling. And that was the case for Wildest Her. Yeah, on this song I worked with, you know, just a great team, and you know, Danik Dupel is my producer in Nashville, and you know, he works on so many great acts, and even on his own, Emerson Drive, which is a band that I, you know, would listen to all the time, not realizing I was going to be working with the guitarist and producer Danik, and me and him work just so well together. I love the guy, and yeah, I think that we've really created something really cool together with my sound and my branding and all that. And then, you know, just some great writers. Kelly Archer was the one that showed me the song, and she wrote it with some other great writers, Brett Tyler and Morgan Wallen, and it's funny because the song was actually pitched to me almost like a couple years before now. And it's funny how some songs can fall in your lap when the time is wrong for it, and then you come back to it and you realize, oh, now this is a good time for this song. And yeah, if it wasn't for that team, I wouldn't have this song to be releasing and you guys listening to. So yeah, I'm just excited for this single and to see what it can do, and there's been some really great feedback on it already, so I'm just stoked to see where Wildest Her goes, and yeah, just keep on releasing more music that I love. That's it.